Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you guys are. Welcome back. This week we're doing something different. We're going to show everyone how to fit our lock kit, the Buckwild kit, in just the basic kit. So everything but the basic one with our uppers and lower arms. And first thing we're going to do is run off is the size of bolts and the order to do it. So first off, we're going to run. Before you take, obviously you got your brakes. You got 15 mil bolts on the back. Normally 10, not 10 mil, it's a 10 mil thickness bolt, but you undo the brakes, get that all off out of the way. 36 mil for the wheel bearing, 18, 19 mil head for the tie rod end, 18 mil for the upper arm, and you got a 21, normally a 22 for the bottom ball joint. Okay, so generally this is the part where a lot of people struggle. You don't hit it down on there. Big no-no, you have to hit it right here, because it's the shock of the hit that gets it done. Now, I generally like to turn it to do that, because you have to make some squirmy faces to make it happen. I happen to get it first shot, but that's where you hit it, ladies and gentlemen, right here. That's where you hit that puppy. 18 mil for the top. Now that you turned it out, you can fit. Generally, the railgun doesn't fit in there too well, particularly if you've got a Milwaukee. But if you want it undone, you get a Milwaukee. Have this plug right there. Pull that out. Like I mentioned earlier, or didn't, this goes in one way. The amount of cars that come in with it this way boggles my mind. It's meant to go that way because it locks in. Top tip. Now that you got this puppy out, you got brilliant access to said board. Just like that, mate. Just like that. And then you get your persuader out again. Maybe. Yeah. And like that. Now we're going to move on to the Camber plates and show you guys what to do there. All right, now that you've removed the engine, I'm just kidding, you don't have to remove the engine, but for this sake, we've got the engine's out, so it's super easy, as you'll find out when you're doing it, that the passenger side camber plate is the most annoying one. Recommended for these bolt, a ratchet spanner. However, because we don't have an engine in, we're gonna do this. So we're gonna quickly zap it off. All right, so we've got the bolts out. We're gonna take it out, we're gonna lay it on the ground, and we're gonna fit the camber plates to the arm for you guys. All right, so we have said arm on the bench. I've already loosened them off, but you got the 17 mil nuts, 16 mil bolt heads. So obviously you already unzapped them with the rattle gun and the spanner. Get them out, run them off, slip them out, super duper easy. And when you get they come with these. So if you've ordered the lock kit with cam plates, you'll get these. And because these suit AU, BA, FG, the AU ones have the extra washer. So the reason for that is these go in here. A little tricky, but it'll make sense when it's there. All right, now we've got it in. Probably a good thing to note is an aftermarket arm can have a little bit wider. You might have to grind down slightly just to make it all fit. But the point of the washers in is so it's super snug. So that's all on. We're going to tighten it up now with the rattle gun. And provided this is good, which in this case it is good because the arm's not that old, I'm going to slap it in. Like so. Good thing to note, make sure you get rid of any shims that are there. This one had quite a few shims, so get rid of them. No shims. Arms in. Tighten up from the back. We're on. All right, arm is on. All bolted up, beautiful. You've checked that your ball joint's good, preferably to replace the ball joint, most important. This, I don't know why people overlook this much, but all the Falcon memes are because these rip out. So replace this, best results. Make sure that the bottom shock bolt or coilover bolt is in that way because you're losing valuable angle. And once that's all sorted, you grab your knuckle, slap it on. Now I always bolt it up first thing so you don't forget it. I use my Milwaukee rattle gun, best results. And you zap it the wrong way. Put it down, zap it. Now we just pop the top arm in. If it's a new ball joint, it can be a little difficult, but normally the flogged out ball joint's going much easier, but look, best to put new stuff in. Now, with this stuff, always tighten stuff as you go. Now, the most important part here is the rack end and tie rod end. So you take off your factory tie rod end, get rid of that puppy, and with the new one, the new extended one, now you don't need all this stuff, but it's much easier and quicker. This is the part people do the most wrong. This pretty much, you almost don't need to adjust this at all. Like, you wind it back a little bit, that's for sure. Once you screw this on, you got to kind of move this back because it's obviously much longer now, but once you get it in there, the part that people do the wrong the most, and I don't know why, is this goes on top. Because the thread comes through a little bit, this nut doesn't go fully down. You do that, and then you torque it to spec. All right, this puppy, important to be torqued to spec, and the spec is 46 Newton meters.
Approximately 10 hours later.
46 Newton meters, good to go. The rest, obviously, you can probably do 46 Newton meters on them as well, but you can hit them with the rattle gun pretty well. That's it. Basically, from here on out, wheel bearing, slide your wheel bearing on. You know, if it comes apart, probably have to get another wheel bearing. That does happen, being an old car. So you get wheel bearing on. Then with the brake line, I'll show you here because we just do not have all the stuff. All right, so apologies, I do not have any AU Falcon brake rotors that are loose in this building. So just imagine the brake rotor there, all right? And this is how, so caliper on, your two 15mm bolts on the back, blah, 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 you know what to do. The brake line runs over the top. So I know a lot of guys have been going back here with the thing. Now, it somehow worked, but the initial design, what we done was so you run your brake line up, obviously comes out here, your hard line, and what we do is we zip tie, Quinny will see them closer, I zip tie around here and just loosely up there, a little zip tie, which then when you turn, it stays like that, stays all back there, so it stays away from the wheel. So one thing you need to know, if you do have a very wide wheel, you have to be cautious of this. As you can see, there's a tie mark here. That means the wheel is that close. So super important, but that's how we run the brake line, straight up, zip tie there. It works same with the B series brakes, straight up to there. And that's you done. For the alignment, people asking us, so what we run, obviously with the coilovers, we run a 26 kilo front spring with a HSD coilover and 10 mil total toe out is what we run. So 5 mil aside is what we run on our turbo cars, all that stuff. Steers great. So that's it. Our next episode we'll do, and if people need to know, just comment on the video below. The Fab House lower arms, we plan to do a video on that, and for the upper arms as well. We'll do. There's a video coming for that eventually. So, but for now, we got this. Let us know what else you want to see. We'll get that sorted. Thank you.